up, we should go in.
The tongue is a very interesting part of your body. It houses taste receptor cells, which are more commonly known as taste buds. The tongue also keeps you from ingesting any types of poisons or toxins that could possibly harm you. Cross-adaptation is when the flavor of one food interferes with the flavor of the next food. For example, after you brush your teeth in the morning, you go downstairs and drink a glass of orange juice. It tastes completely different than what you expect it to be. It's just a combination of the mint tea and the orange juice, which doesn't taste good. Sometimes, even if you don't ingest some type of poison or toxin, you can get sick. This is called a taste aversion. A taste aversion is when you become ill after eating your normal type of meal. What a taste aversion is just, let's say you eat a hamburger. A hamburger then goes into your body and you become ill. Even though the hamburger did not cause you to get ill, you will slowly but surely start to steer away from eating a hamburger because you feel as if it is actually making you sick. Also, the sense of smell works directly with the sense of taste. Different neural pathways are activated that are important to the digestive function. Tasting food is rapidly followed by increased salivation. 1 in 4 people are super tasters. Super tasters are more sensitive to bitter and other tastes. This now leads me into explaining this parts of the tongue that control which area of taste. I'm going to start off with salty. Salty, which is in front of you, which is represented by the pretzels. The pretzel, as you can see, salty is on each side. The next area of the brain is sour. The sour is represented by the lemon. The lemon heads, which you have in front of you, represent the sour part of the tongue, which you can see here is on each side. The tip of the tongue, which houses the receptors for sweetness, is represented in front of you by the Swedish fish. The next area of the tongue is the area which receives bitter tastes, which is represented by the hot tamales that you have in front of you. The next area, which I do not have marked here, is unami. Unami gives you the effect of fullness. Most of us, when we go to Chinese food restaurants, we're full like that. And then an hour later, we're hungry and we want more. And which is also more commonly known as MSG. And that's the tongue. Please proceed.
It rubs the lotion on his skin around to get the hose again. Oh, hello! Follow me! Watch your step, there's dead bodies everywhere. The scream reached the pinna and went into the outer ear canal. From here, it travels through the canal to reach the eardrum. Here the sound vibrates to the hammer and continues to the anvil. From the anvil, it passes the vibrations to the stirrup. The stirrup is a U-shaped bone that passes the vibration to the cochlea. The cochlea is a spiral-shaped, fluid-filled structure which is filled with cochlea or tiny hairs. These hairs transform the vibrations to nerve impulses and pass them onto the auditory nerve, which then goes to the brain for processing. Maybe you should take a look downstairs. Good thing I caught you before your death. I missed two important things of the ear. The semicircular canals. They are the loops of the fluid-filled tubes that are attached to the cochlea in the inner ear. They help us maintain our balance. And also the Eustachian tubes. They are the tubes that connects the middle ear to the back of the nose. It equalizes the pressure between the middle ears and the air outside. When you feel that pop in your ears, that is you equalizing the air pressure in your middle ear. Now continue to the other side.
What is that? What happened to the lights? What happened to the lights? Throughout the video, you have been exposed to the image of a man holding a knife. Some of you may have only recognized it half of the time. Recognizing it during less than half the time makes it a subliminal stimulation. If the audience notices it for more than half the time, then the image or what is perceived becomes an absolute threshold. You perceive the knife because your eye senses the electromagnetic energy from the electromagnetic spectrum in front of you, and then the eye deciphers it and sends signals to the occipital lobe where it is then interpreted. The human eye has several different parts to it that allow it to do its functions. The eye works by light entering the cornea and then travels through the pupil, iris, and lens. These parts all focus the light and refine it so the image can be easily read. Then comes the retina, which contains receptor rods and cones. Rods and cones pick up colors perceived through the eye. Rods detect black and white in images, while cones pick out all the other colors. Bipolar cells are activated, which in turn activates ganglion cells, then sending info through the optic nerve to the visual cortex, where the brain finally processes what is seen. The brain has many different mechanisms to cope with processing what is found by the eyes. Feature detectors are nerve cells in the brain that respond to specific features of an image or stimulus. This breaks down what is seen. After an image is analyzed, the brain uses its memory and searches through previously seen images to decide what's going on and how to react. And now,
It's time to die.
Excuse me, can you explain how you get to the Churchill Inn?
Well, first you go left, and then you make another right. And then you go straight for about a mile. Then you make another left. And then you make a right. Then you go right. And then you go straight for about 3 miles. Then you make a left, and a right, and a left, and then a right. And then you're there.
Alright, thanks.
No problem.